How do I know I'm going to find that? How do I know I'm going to find the funding for the nonprofit? How do I know I'm going to find the guy who checks the boxes? How do I know I'm going to find this and that? The number one way that you're going to find that is one, if it scares you a little bit. Go in the direction of things that scare you a little bit. I've had this since I was quite young. I do things that scare me. If it doesn't scare me, I'm not doing it the right way. Even in dating, do I have that holding that standard scares me a little bit. Ooh, well, I'm going to lean into that. I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to lean into it. So lean into the standards that scare you a little bit. They shake you and they're like, ooh, is that unrealistic? Is that too much? Is this going to actually happen? Is it going to get fulfilled? And so lean into the things that make you think that, because again, it's about tapping into a different version of yourself. There is a version of you who does not think it's hard to get funding for your nonprofit. She just doesn't think that. There is a different version of you who does not think that it's hard to find a career that matches exactly the intention, love, and hard work and time you put into getting your degree. There is a version of you who does not feel like it's hard to attract a soulmate who actually sees you for you, who is not a placeholder, right? He meets your standards. He checks your boxes. And she leaned into that and she's living that, right? So lean into that version of yourself, and it's going to scare you a little bit because you're going against what you're comfortable with. And that is why I have the nervous system reprogramming for you guys, because when you lean into things that scare you a little bit, holding a standard that you think is unrealistic, your nervous system is going to want to go back to baseline. And baseline is what you are comfortable and familiar with, not what's actually real, not what's actually good for you. So if you do the breathing exercises, which I know, again, in our busy lives, it can be really intense to do that every day, but I highly recommend at least once or twice a week when you get started, and then build momentum. But you have to reprogram. And again, I explain it in such a more understanding way in the module, but reprogram what your nervous system thinks is baseline. Because, for example, if a woman accepts a date at McDonald's, right? She might, like, her nervous system thinks that that's baseline. She might not want to go to McDonald's, but that's what she's comfortable with. So that's what she's going to accept because it's just a baseline. But that absolutely, it should not be a baseline if that's not what you want. So you shouldn't be accepting it, right? So closing doors that don't serve you, that are not speaking to the best and highest version of yourself that you see yourself being, not what standards I say, right? I don't say you guys need to have any specific standards, but what you want to have fulfilled. That is what you want to lean into, even if it's scary. And doing exercises, again, if the fear tries to kick in, you got to get some oxygen in your body. It's just a lack of oxygen. You just got to get oxygen in, and it immediately reprograms your subconscious, because your subconscious is doing your whole nervous system thing. I know I dropped a lot of science here, but just so you guys know, that is like a hack. Reprogramming, again, the fear response through getting oxygen in your body in a very concise, powerful, potent way. And the breathing exercise does that too. So that's some resources you can lean into. But again, last thing, just, are you respecting yourself with the decisions that you're making, with the standards that you're holding, with the things that you're accepting? If you're not manifesting what you want, I guarantee there's a decision that you're making that's not respecting what you've already invested in yourself, whether it's in dating or in business. And I've had hiccups in both areas. So also speaking from experience. And the second I corrected those things, it's the second everything I wanted happened. So it's as simple as that. Your job decisions, elevate them. Your dating decisions, elevate them. I would not recommend placeholders. I even told you all, I think it was like the last time I went for a live cohort in Irresistible. And I don't really recommend a roster, which I know a lot of women today would be like, oh my God, why would you not have a roster? Because you need to put your energy into you. Learn to really pour into you and give yourself every piece of conscious awareness, intention, and energy that you have. I'm telling you, you're going to be walking down the street and people are going to be like, absolutely, like, jaw dropped. I want this woman. Who is this woman? It happens to me all the time because I did not have a roster. Obviously I don't have a roster, right?
I agree.
Myself, and I pour into my partner now because we're together. But so that's what I recommend for you guys.